Hi everyone, my name is Natasha Moor and I am the founder and CEO of Natasha Moor Cosmetics. Natasha Moor Cosmetics is a brand that was built truly to empower women. Now, when I started this brand, my goal was just to be able to make women feel so confident the way that I was able to make them feel confident by doing their makeup. And the number one reason why that is because of my own insecurities. I grew up extremely insecure. I've repeated this so many times in my life, in interviews, in magazines. It's something that I feel is really important to address because people look at my social media platform and they say, oh my God, you have the best life. You travel so much. You do so many different things. Your makeup is beautiful. You look great. And I just think sometimes it's important to show the authenticity and the realness of all of this. And one thing that I have to address is insecurities, because as I've grown, as I've seen people, as I've traveled, as I've met the most amazing women, whether it's brides, clients, artists, actresses, anyone that I've met in my life, every single person has insecurities. And I've just realized this recently. So this is my Keeping It More Real episode. I think obviously I'm very new to YouTube, so I'm just gonna ramble on and talk about insecurities because it is so important to address the fact that every single human has insecurities. I actually did a poll on my Instagram to see how many people had insecurities and how many people didn't. I was quite surprised by some of the responses because there was like 18% of people who said no, they don't have insecurities. And while I find that amazing, I would love to have zero insecurities, it's not necessarily the truth, because there's always going to be something that bothers you, whether it's about yourself, whether it's about your appearance, whether it's about something that you do. There's always something that you're not happy with. And I'm not here to say that I'm the happiest person on this planet and that I am always in a good mood and I'm very positive. No way. I'm here to tell you the truth, the reality of being an entrepreneur, of not sleeping, of yes, I travel the world and I work like a crazy person, and it may look like, oh damn, this girl's killing it, she has her own cosmetic brand, she's doing all these amazing things. But the reality of it is that it can be really lonely, it can be really expensive, it's heartbreaking sometimes to go through the things that we go through as entrepreneurs. And there's so many things that factor in my insecurity levels. So here's one of them. I'm here to talk to you today about insecurities. I've actually just started a campaign to raise awareness on women's insecurities, and more importantly, to embrace the fact that we have these insecurities and to embrace our power. Because I find that there are days I just go extremely frustrated with not just the way I look, but the way that my clothes fit, or the way that my skin looks, or the way that I come across to people. I always feel this worry that the perception of Natasha is very different to the person that I am. So that's why I really wanted to be able to create these videos and to show you a little bit more of me, pun intended. So let's talk about insecurities, shall we? All of us kind of go through this. All of us have our own insecurities, but what is the best way to target and to make ourselves feel better? For me, that's why I created my lipstick brand. Initially, it started off as just a lipstick brand. Now it's obviously growing into being much, much, much more, pun intended. So why I created this brand? The first ever product that I created was our Molten Mattes. Now, our Molten Mattes are super long lasting. They're 14 hours long lasting. They're also moisturizing. So that also aids in people's confidence because you know that your lipstick is on the whole day. You're not out at a dinner and there's lipstick in your teeth or lipstick on your face because you know it hasn't moved. That, number one, was the confidence factor that I feel I was able to provide to people through our beautiful Molten Mattes. Number two, creating products that had affirmations was so important to me because I am a huge believer in affirmations. On a daily, I listen to so many different things on YouTube. I listen to just positive energy. I listen to people telling me that I'm beautiful, I'm gorgeous, I'm a good person, I'm a kind human. All these things actually play into your head in the perfect way, and that's what I wanted my lipsticks to say to you. So when we look at some of the shade names like Game Changer, Hustler, Drive, CEO, Ambition, Survivor, Soulmate, Gratitude, Freedom, they really impact you. And you put that shade on and you feel like the hustler that you are that day. And that's my goal. That's what I really want for people all around the world. I think addressing insecurities is something that for me is very, very important, because people don't realize that everyone has insecurities. You always feel like you're alone. And I think what's really important is to create a community. And that's what I'm trying to do with Natasha Moor Cosmetics. I want you to be part of my community, our community. I want you to be able to grow with us. There's a lot of people that are really competitive. But it's so important to realize that all of us women, all of us men need that support. I'm all about women empowerment. I love supporting other businesses. I love supporting other women. I also love supporting other makeup artists. But what I realized was when I started my career and I started building, there was so much negativity. There would be makeup artists saying, oh, she's not actually a celebrity makeup artist. Oh, she's not actually that good. Oh, she's, she doesn't do enough makeup. She's too natural. Oh, she's too expensive. There's always going to be noise. And this is what I was told actually from one of my closest friends in the world, who is an actress. She's a very successful actress. She's been through so much in life. I have actually named a lipstick shade after her called Survivor. You guys will probably hear more about this later, but Survivor is a shade that I created for her because I worked on a movie with her, and we created this beautiful blend of alter ego and conquer. And it was a dark wine shade, but I wanted to create that combination that was a little bit more subtle, so it's your everyday survival shade. It's the most gorgeous color. So Lisa Ray, she's a beautiful, beautiful human being and a mentor of mine. She guided me through so much. I remember when I had just been going through my difficulty, starting off my career as a makeup artist and then moving on to being an entrepreneur and launching my own cosmetic brand. There was so much noise, not just within my community, but just all around. What is she doing? Some of the things that I got told that I'm more than happy to publicize now is, how can a woman travel like this and work like this? How does that look on the men in her life? And I just thought, what? If I was a man, no one would ever have an issue with me traveling like this and working as hard as I do. So there's so many things that kind of came about when I was starting off my career, and it's important as an entrepreneur to know that you just know that this is all noise, and there's always going to be noise. There is, and I'm not saying that everyone is negative all around you. It's just important to eliminate that noise in your head and stop thinking about what everyone else around you thinks. I know that's so much easier said than done, but that's one thing that I'm super proud of. That being said, my grandma the other day said that, oh, you look better now. You're not as skinny as you were before. Now, she obviously meant it in a complimenting way. I obviously took it as, oh my gosh, I've become fat. Oh my gosh, I look so fat. Oh my, and it just tortured me for days. And she didn't mean it any wrong, but it was the way that we perceive ourselves, and also that someone's opinion of you can really impact the way that you think of yourself. And so I have a spiritual healer that I work with regularly who guides me on the right path. She directs me, she tells me what's right and what's wrong, and she really forms this beautiful energy for me to be able to move forward in life and just know that I am me, I am more, and I'm super powerful. And my products have really helped me feel this genuinely from the bottom of my heart. If there's one thing that I'm confident about, and I can say it to anybody and not have a fear that they're going to judge me, I know that I can say that I am genuinely a good person and that my intentions are completely pure. I have no negative vibes for anyone. Anyone in the past that I may have not vibed with well, I've just cut. And you might say, oh, that's really harsh, but I've cut that energy from my life because I feel like that energy is not necessary. Moving forward, with this positivity, with this confidence, sometimes I have to fake the confidence, and it's fine, but it's also very important for me to know that sometimes when I'm in public and I feel, maybe I'm thinking, oh my gosh, is my stomach sticking out? Like right now, when I'm sitting down, is my posture right? Am I speaking right to the camera? Does my skin look good? Does my face look fat? I'm thinking all these things, but the one resounding sound in my head is that I am a good person, and that is what people are going to look at. They're not going to look at all the other things. They might briefly look at it, but they're going to know that my intentions are always to help others, and I think that's very important to put that out there to maybe inspire you guys, because it's really inspired me to think this way. And paying it forward for me has always been a huge part of my being. Since I was a child, I've always wanted to be able to give back. Now, I'm not saying I'm the nicest person on this planet. I'm always giving to charity. No, it's just that I know that it makes me happy to see other people happy. And this video is really to inspire you to start to feel that confidence from yourself. Stop judging yourself. I'm working on it constantly. I'm not saying I'm perfect and I have so much self-love. I'm saying that I'm working on it, and you should too. And the best way to really do that is to think about, one, who are you as a person, and why are you judging yourself so much? Why are you hating on yourself on the exterior? Maybe there's something on the interior that you have to work. Maybe there's something externally that you're not happy with, but inside you have to work on it. So these are little things and little tips and tricks that have really helped me. Something also I have to say that one of my best friends in the world has given me advice, because she just cannot stand my negativity towards myself. And I don't know if it's because of my childhood, my bullying, bullied years, me being a bully and bullies bullying me. I don't know why I am the way that I am, but what I do know is that it is pretty bad the way that I look at myself, and it's not healthy. I know that people around me don't like it. My parents don't like it. My family, my boyfriend, my friends, they don't like the fact that I look in the mirror and I constantly criticize myself when I never do that to anyone else. So I am working on this, and I want you to work on this too, because I know that I'm not the only one out there, and I'm just being real right now. So I hope this helps you guys. So I'm gonna leave you with one piece of advice from one of my best friends in the whole wide world, Raven Tao. So she's always been a constant in my life, and she's always empowered me. Now, one of the things, and I have a shade named after her actually, called Gratitude, because it's pretty self-explanatory. She was obsessed with a shade. She wanted it in a molten matte, but the name shade came from my gratitude towards her being a sister and a friend. So Raven gave me this advice and said, Natasha, I do not like how insecure and negative you are to yourself. Let me ask you something. If your best friend said to you all these things that you say to yourself, if you look in the mirror and you think of how your best friend would talk, and if she says, Natasha, I feel so fat and I feel so ugly and I feel so this and I'm horrible and I'm ugly and this, how would you feel and what would you respond to her? And my response was always, no way, she's beautiful. My best friend's beautiful, she's gorgeous. She's got an amazing heart. No one's gonna look at that stupid pimple on her face. No one's gonna look at, the bulge coming out of her stomach. Everyone's just gonna look at her and think, what a beautiful, positive, radiant person. And she looked at me and she said, exactly. That's what you need to do in life. You need to start looking at yourself as your own best friend. And so that's really what I'm going to do, and I advise you guys to do the same. Sending you lots of love and light and happiness and power, always.